Hi, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Can you turn up a little bit?
Okay, let me try. Can everyone else hear me? If you can hear me in the chat, please drop no volume. Volume's not working.
Oh,
Okay.
I can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
Yeah.
Sound, no audio, Matt. Hang on, wait. We're just getting some audio issues
Oh, really?
in
I
the
can hear
chat.
you now, but
You
oh,
can hear
really?
me
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Now we can. Okay. So let's start that from the top then. Audio is getting better. That's really weird. Well, anyway, guys, if you can hear me, I'm here with Hodpril, a bit of a celeb in the PulseChain, liquid loans and hex community. Sounding good now. Good. We're getting some sounding good now in the chat. So how are you doing, Hodpril?
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you all right. I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. You know,
Hanging in there.
hanging in.
So for the one person in the chat who doesn't know who you are, could you give us a little bio and background on yourself?
Yeah, sure. I spend most of my time in the Telegram chats. Kind of started out more in the PulseChain chat, and I'm a Hexican. I have Hex. I'm a staked Hexican, and I go most kind of in the voice chat. People would call me Alexa and such.
I heard that.
Yeah. And then I learned about liquid loans because it was a project made by Hexagons, and I was immediately interested and decided that I wanted to be a part of it and got to know, the people running it. And, hey, do you want to admin on the Telegram? Sure, I'll read up about it. And so then I got more and more into it, and now I've been working with strategies like Haunted as a strategy. I work, I talk a lot with Jesse and Hexacat, people in the chat, others as well. So here I am. I'm mostly kind of available in Telegram, and I'm kind of an ambassador, so I'll tell people about liquid loans. I think it's great. It's a great idea for passive income, and this is not financial advice, but possible tax implications on a loan out on your asset. So I'll be using it. So I won't tell people to do stuff that I don't do, right? So if I sacrifice for something, a project, I'll be sacrificing for liquid loans as well.
Sure.
I'll make sure that I sacrifice too. So,
Yeah.
And I'm sacrificing for liquid loans when the sacrifice period comes out. But I know the sacrifice isn't yet; it's coming soon. But the referral program came out.
It did. It did. It just
Yeah.
came out this week, which is quite exciting. What are your thoughts on it? How are you going to be using it?
Well, I'm going to spread it around, tell friends and family, because I'm not entirely sure how popular I actually am. People know who I am on the chats, but you can the details are on liquidloans.io/refer.
Yeah.
And they have all of the details there, and you can refer people and get some bonuses. So it's great. It came out a couple of days ago. It was exciting. It came out on Australia Day.
Yep.
It was a fluke.
Which is quite fitting, right? Seeing the
I
founders
think so. There's a lot of Australia going on. I often admin in the middle of the night, and I see a lot of the founders in there. We have different time zones. So because I'm in the US,
So how big is the time zone between you on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, I am. I'll dox myself. I'm Pacific Standard Time, so I'm in California time.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a difference sometimes.
Yes, it's quite the difference. It's about 11 hours from me. I'm in London. And then you're 8 hours behind me.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's morning for me, but crypto people never sleep anyway, so it wouldn't really matter either way. If it was
so what's your background in crypto? How did you get into it?
I mined Bitcoin years ago and Ethereum. I believe it was 2013. I think I started mining Bitcoin.
Wow. OG.
And then I like to say, as far as Hex is concerned, I'm proof of stake mining, because it is, right? When you have a T-share, you're staked. You're technically mining. So now I've proof of work, proof of stake mining, and it's interesting getting into these other tokens that have more of a passive income option as a utility, right? Hex is definitely one of those. It pays you out, and Richard Hart's, he's a genius. He makes genius projects. The fact that he's forking Ethereum is fantastic.
Yeah.
And personally, I was excited because Ethereum you develop on, right? So I wanted to see what projects were coming in. I think Liquid Loans is the biggest project. Well, no, going on, or there's definitely the first biggest project that was going on the PulseChain that I had heard of. And it's great. You can take loans out on your Pulse. You never have to sell it, right? So it's a fantastic utility. Yeah, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want, but it's a tool. I think it's like a toolkit, right?
Yeah.
For your Pulse.
So how are you feeling about PulseChain? Because obviously, we're all bullish on Liquid Loans, but we need PulseChain to exist before Liquid Loans can exist.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited about PulseChain.
Yeah.
I'm one of these people who don't mind NFTs too.
Oh, okay.
And I get heat for it, but I've bought and traded NFTs, made money off of them. I know I have a lot of artist friends who finally have something they're making money with.
Yeah.
Because my background's actually game art, right? I was a game artist.
Oh, wow.
Artist for a while before doing this. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that PulseChain is going to help because of the gas fees. And I always had said, game ideas that were on the Ethereum network that were kind of marginalized due to the gas fees are going to come out again. I think there are going to be a lot of new projects again on the PulseChain. So I think it's this might be weird to say, and I definitely think the price of Pulse is going to be astronomical, but I'm more excited about being paid monetarily in Hex. But as for PulseChain, I'm more excited about the projects that I'm going to see in specific games. In
games, what do you mean? Like what?
Like, I know there were like little trading games that were made in Ethereum chain. Was it the cats and like NFTs aren't games, but they're artwork. You know what I mean? So people can have projects on it, and people can develop on it. And I'm excited to see what could happen. I mean, with Hex too, unstaking's, it's very expensive. So,
untenable. Yeah.
Yeah. So PulseChain's going to help everything. I'm so excited for it to come out. I really am.
I mean, I think you, me, and everyone else on the stream and watching the replay are on the edge of their seat. When do you think? I mean, obviously, we know that there's still a sacrifice phase going on, but when do you think it's going to come out?
Well, there's a big funny joke because obviously my name's Hodpril, but guess what? It's really April, right? So everyone, hey, what month do you think it'll come out? April, of course. But I actually think it might come out March. That's my guess. Maybe late March, early April. It does, I'm not going to rush greatness. I'm not going to be mad if PulseChain isn't out at a specific date.
Yeah.
I'm not. But I do know that Liquid Loans will launch after the initial PulseChain launch because to avoid that volatility, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't want people to get liquidated or whatever. We want to have a healthy collateralization with this protocol, or I do anyway. You can do whatever you want, but
that's true. That's true. I mean, obviously, everyone's an adult, and people are going to make their own choices. But if
are they adults? Do you need to be an adult to do crypto? Maybe we're not adults.
Maybe not, or maybe a lot of people.
Maker of Pulse verse. No, it was. Never mind.
But that being said, you're right. I mean, Liquid Loans is going to launch not straight away. We want some market stability. But like you said, it's up to you how you want to collateralize. The Liquid Loans team always advises anyone to collateralize safely. So they hold on to their Pulse. And I'm sure, anyone who's learned about the system is going to be hopefully collateralizing safely.
Yeah. I think a healthy collateralization is important. Because, it's good to have plenty of Pulse that you are borrowing against, right? So, like my strategy has, I always want to keep it at 1,000% collateralization. I know that's really high. A lot of people, the minimum collateralization percentage is 110%, right? For the protocol, but I like to go higher. Hexacalix, everyone likes to have a higher collateralization. And I think it'll be easy because I really truly believe that the price of Pulse is going to go up quite a bit,
Mm.
right? And you'll be able to mint the USDL, which is pegged to $1. It's an algorithmic stablecoin,
Yeah.
right? You'll be able to do that. I really think so. I think Pulse is going to astronomically go up, but we'll see.
It's very exciting with all these
Yeah.
strategies. Obviously, first, the haunted strategy was the one to gain traction. And
Oh,
now
yeah.
a lot of you guys are coming up with strategies, which we're going to get into. We're going to get into your strategy in a sec. But before we do, what are some of the most common concerns that come up in the liquid loans chat that you see, kind of recurring questions that you need to answer?
Definitely that it's kind of a complicated for people that are brand new to this. Some people haven't taken loans yet. Some
Yeah.
people, this is a fork of Liquidity. So the good thing about that is it's already been, there's already another example on the Ethereum network that people kind of check out.
Yeah.
The biggest questions I get a lot of DMs too, right? And people don't see the questions I get are what is the token, right?
Mm.
What is the liquid loans token? And I have to tell them it's not a liquid loans, it's two, right? You have the algorithmic stablecoin USDL, it's pegged to $1, and that's what you borrow against your Pulse.
Mm.
You also have the native token on the protocol, the loan token, right? And that's made to be staked, although it also has a USD value pegged to it. But because of my strategy, I know Jesse kind of agrees with me in the way I'm thinking about this too. Is that loan is meant to be staked, and it's a really nice token to have for possible passive income, right? Like staking loan is great. And actually, when you sacrifice for points for the possible chance to receive loan token, you get loan token. Okay. And then you can stake that. USDL, you can put in the stability pool. That's two different things. It's like staking in that you can accrue rewards in loan token and Pulse. But if you stake loan, you get USDL and Pulse. So there are different strategies you can use with this. And that's why we're coming up with all these different strategies. How are we going to get the most Pulse out of this? How are we going to get the most USDL? And it really depends on the protocol. It depends on how many people are going to use it. Depends on how early you want your money. If you think being in the stability pool will pay you more than being staked, right? Because you earn Pulse either way. So it's fascinating. And I highly recommend reading the white paper and coming into the chats. And don't worry about asking a stupid question. I tell people that all the time because it is complicated to people who don't know what it is. And really that for me, that also involves Pulse and Hex too. There's not a stupid question because we've all had to learn about it, right?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, getting into crypto from the beginning is like learning a new language, right?
It is. It's, I mean, even opening MetaMask for people,
Yeah.
you forget. Yeah, you had to learn this too. You had to hardware wallet. Yeah, you had to learn it too. And Papa
Exactly.
Boner helps so many people with that.
Trezors and ledgers and all this stuff. Like I got both
Yeah.
my parents into crypto, but really they don't know anything because I just do it all for them. Because if I showed them MetaMask or how to send and receive or the inside of a centralized exchange, it looks like a rocket ship, right? To them.
Yeah. Like what on earth? I got my dad into Hex and he likes it. But yeah.
Yeah. So going back to what you were saying about the loan token,
Yeah.
I was talking to Jesse about this, and I think a lot of people they're seeing liquid loans for what it is. It's a borrowing and lending protocol, which is great. But I still think a lot of people are sleeping on the loan token because, like you were saying, it's a fee generating token. All the fees in the system go to the loan staking pool.
Yeah.
And you don't also, one of the great tokenomics about the loan token is you don't have to dump on your own head to get liquidity out, right? Compared to other protocols, which normally when you stake a token, you get more of that token, and then you're going to have to sell down on yourself to extract value. Where with the loan token, you're earning that USDL and that pulse from the fees. So it really is a passive income stream, isn't it? Really?
And also another thing about the loan token and why I in particular am kind of bullish on the loan token is that the payout actually will decrease every year. So annually you'll get a payout of less loan token for being in the stability pool, right? So if you put USDL into the stability pool, you get paid out in loan token, but you get paid out less each year. So it becomes kind of to your benefit to get into loan early, right? You don't need to. You can still make money on the protocol without doing that. But I think it's a really nice chance. And as well, regarding loan token, if, with the sacrifice phase, there are lock-in options, right? You can make a ladder that you will end up getting more loan token paid out if you lock it in longer. So, that's all on the website.
You're talking about from the sacrifice, right?
From the sacrifice, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the sacrifice phase hasn't started yet, so don't worry about that. Come into the chats often, keep checking. It's going to come soon, but we have the referral program now, so.
Exactly. So for all the people asking, the sacrifice for liquid loans hasn't started yet. And when that does start, remember, no expectation from the work of others. That is a statement that you believe in true DeFi, a decentralized stable coin like USDL, which is algorithmically backed, no admin keys, non-governance, immutable, no admin keys, all that good stuff. But at the moment, we're in the referral program phase, which really is a win-win. In life, there are, but you really in life, you want to try and be involved in win-wins in life, right? Whether in a relationship with someone, both people are getting value. Whether you're working for a company or an employer, the employee and the employer are getting value. And with this referral program, both people get value from using it, because normally with referral programs, only the referrer gets value, where everyone who wants more info on this needs to go to liquidloans.io/refer. But you'll see that both the referrer and the referee both get value when they use it. And it's really, really simple. So do check that out. And it's just an exciting time, because we know the referral program comes first, and then that's leading up to the sacrifice phase. So for everyone asking, I'm sure you get that question all the time, right? When is the sacrifice phase?
Oh, yeah. When sacrifice? And then we have, the sacrifice.io. Like, check often, but it's not live yet. And when a sacrifice is live, make sure that, like in any crypto space, make sure that the chat room agrees and that it's definitely what the protocol is, because
100%.
like during PulseChain, a lot of people got scammed. Be careful. We will let you know when the sacrifice phase is indeed live.
Yeah. Triple, quadruple, check it. Go to the Twitter, go to the liquidloans.io website, go to the Telegram, look at Hodpril's Telegram tweets or pin messages. All the admins are going to be giving you the lowdown. So the thing about sacrifice phases they're great, but people, obviously the FOMO kicks in and then people just want to sacrifice straight away. So we always say double, triple, quadruple check to make sure that you've got the right address. Yes, I'm sure you guys would reiterate that, wouldn't you? In the
Oh yeah, my heart goes out to people who mess up any sort of sacrifice phase, because it's not up to admins. It's not up to, developers of a protocol to fix it, because then they, people get scammed the other way and say they got scammed, but they didn't really get scammed, right? So you just have to be careful, be super careful. But go in. The chat will say, you'll know when liquid loan sacrifice will be live. But
exactly.
Yeah, double check.
Exactly. Just to reiterate, double check. You've got the Twitter, you've got the website, you've got the Telegram group. The Telegram group is going to be your go-to place, because you can see all the people in there, like Haunted, Hodpril, Jesse, the Pit Boss, all the OGs in there giving you the right advice. So do go back to check that before. But at the moment, we're still in the referral program phase. So do check out liquidloans.io/refer. The link is below in the description. So moving on, Hodpril, your strategy is quite interesting. And I know a lot of people are quite pumped about that. So I'm going to bring that up.
And Jesse agrees.
Yeah, let's get us. Well, hang on, sorry. Here we go. So if you could talk me through this, or talk everyone through it, and let's get to know how to use the Hodpril strategy.
Sure. So this chart was made by Hexponential, and of course Jesse's a mastermind, and we've discussed about these strategies. You start with Pulse, right? You need to open a vault, right? You need a minimum. This is without fees, but minimum of $2,000 USD to open up a vault.
Yeah.
Right. So you connect to the Liquid Loans D app and create a vault by depositing Pulse. After that, remember I was talking about collateralization, how I want to stay above 1,000. That's kind of high, but that's what I personally want to do.
Yep.
Mint 10% of the USD value of your deposited pulse, or in USDL. So mint the USDL, but always stay 1,000% collateralized.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense. And then what you're going
sorry,
to do.
Just stop you there. Sorry, before we go any further. So if you put 2,000, if you wanted to take a loan for $2,000, how much would you have to put in? And if you're 1,000% collateralized,
you'd have to put what, 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
So
just as long as you're 1,000% collateralized, but it has to be, because that's the minimum, right?
Sure.
But that's what I'm gonna do.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Then you add your USDL to the stability pool, right?
Good.
So that's kind of what it sounds like. Put it in the stability pool, and you will receive from that. From others in the protocol, loan token and pulse. So when you get pulse, you'll deposit it back into your vault. So I like to be 1,000% collateralized. That's not required if you want to do something close to the strategy, but that's what I'm doing. And then with the loan you get, stake it. When you stake your loan, you'll get USDL and pulse, right? So what you want to do is wait for the pulse to go up in value by 10%, and making you 110% collateralized, right? So your collateralization is going up. And then you mint
making you 1,100% collateralized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. And mint more USDL, returning yourself to 1,000% collateralization. So you can bring that back. You're getting more USDL, which is the coin algorithmically tied to $1, in case you forgot, and add it to the stability pool. So you're doing this. Oh, I wish I could point. I wish I had a cursor. You're going back to the stage where you added it to the stability pool.
Yes.
And I guess, which is why, this graphic, I believe, was made by Exponential. So thank you. And rinse and repeat, always staying 1,000% collateralized. I know this strategy is a little bit heavy on using loan, and some people want to use, USDL to get loan and pulse instead of putting loan in and getting USDL and pulse. So there are a lot of different strategies, but I really like this one. This is heavy on the loan token aspect of it. That is the and that's the native token of the protocol, right? When you get points, it's points for a chance to maybe get some loan, right? So so this is nice when you have a lot of loan. The loan is made to be staked. I have a lot of people asking me on on Liquidity, like, okay, what's the USD value of their native token? And because it'll be similar, well, it's made to be staked. So it goes up, but loan is made to be staked. I'm going to go in heavily staking loan myself and earning USD on pulse from that. And that's going to kind of be where I want to be. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe this chart will make it a little more easy to understand. Sometimes I'm not the best out loud explainer, and I apologize for that if that was confusing. Okay, but yeah. So that's pretty much it. And I understand 1,000%, you definitely have to have enough pulse for that.
Yeah.
But you do your own research, make your own mind up. If you're able to do this, I think this is a fantastic strategy. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, this is great because you're really utilizing the whole protocol here. You're taking a loan, you're providing stability, and you're taking the loan token and locking it up in the staking pool.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when I first started learning about liquid loans, I was just, okay, loan out on the pulse. I don't have to sell pulse. Cool. And it took me a while to really, and Haunted really came up with this first strategy, and it was cool. Like, wow, there are a lot of different things we could do with this. And there are different things people do with it in Liquidity too. But
Sorry, John's got a question about this. He said, sounds very similar to Haunted strategy. Is there a difference?
Well,
Absolutely.
this one is more of a, like I said, it was kind of more loan token heavy, right? It's really based on staking as much loan as you can.
Yeah.
It's similar in a lot of ways, but if you really look at it, that's kind of what it's like. It is similar to Hana's strategy, but it's definitely, it has the similarities in that it you accrue passive income, but that's the way I see it. It's kind of loan token centric, if
But
that
the way
makes
you go
sense.
about it is different because Haunted's going to a DEX to buy more Pulse and then put back into his vault, where you're
Yeah.
adding more stability to the stability pool and then earning passively through the stability pool and then going into the loan staking pool.
Yeah, I tried to figure out the best way to do this. And also, I went in heavy on the PulseChain sacrifice, right? So not everybody was able to do that. Not everybody got in at that time. So in a way, I'm afforded that opportunity to actually just start out with a high collateralization, right? So that's influencing my strategy as well. That I feel safe doing it this way. And
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a fan of haunted strategy too. I think it's great. But this is
Haunted
what I'm.
strategy is amazing. I think the
Yeah.
similarities are you both have a nice high collateral ratio. So
Yeah.
you'd have to see the market dip by 89% to be even up for liquidation, which again, how often do we see the market dip by 89% quickly? Hex has taken
Often.
Hex has taken what, a 70% dip over 4 months, maybe?
Right. But I mean, we're all, Liquid Loans is also going to launch, like I said before, after the PulseChain will, just to avoid some volatility, just in case weirdness happen. But that's just safety collateralization stuff. But it
Yeah,
will
but it's good.
work
So
out for everyone.
I think this is amazing. I think it's great to have all the different options: Haunted strategy, the Hodpril strategy. What other strategies do you like from the other guys that have come up with their scenarios?
Hexacat. Hexacat has a great strategy too, and overall, it's like how do you best describe your strategy? Like, well, it depends on what happens, right? Like, because you can kind of go heavy on loan, or you can go heavy on USDL if you're doing the passive income, and whatnot. But it depends. It depends on the protocol and what people are doing. So I think he's just kind of going a step above and trying to figure out which strategy is better for which, like wait it out and see sort of thing, which is really smart too. The thing about these strategies is I like all of them. It all depends on what's happening. It depends on your situation, right? What's good for you, what you're comfortable with,
Where you are in your life and stuff and what's going on.
Yeah.
And your risk tolerance.
Red Squirrel had one too.
Yeah,
and a lot of people are incorporating PulseX, like what they're going to do with that token when that comes out, when it's going to come out. And there's so many different strategies that aren't even made into these charts, right? That you'll go into the Telegram like, oh, really? I'd never thought about that, So
yeah, there's 1,000,001. I mean, literally, you could go on in infinite strategies. So along with this one, when PulseChain goes live, obviously we know this one you're going to do, but what other strategies are you going to do? Or are you going to just sit on your hands and see how things play out?
Well, I also sacrificed for PulseX. So I'm going to see, I'm going to use that, see what happens there. As soon as I'm doing my strategy, I'm going to watch, see what happens, help people out with liquid loans, because I know it's more complicated than some people are used to, but you can do a lot with it. And that's going to end up being the story for a lot of stuff on the PulseChain network, because the gas fees are negligible. People will be able to do more strategy related things, maybe more, protocols you could take loans out on, beyond loans. I don't know where I was getting at with that, but my plan, passive income. I'm going to see what I can do. I mean, that's the definition of wealth, right? Trying to make as much passive income as possible and use the extra time to hopefully make the world a better place. That's pretty far in the future. It's hard to think what I'll end up doing.
But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people like you, obviously we're in crypto for the gains, but better than just, you know, seeing an asset appreciate and then sell it is having stuff like Hex or loan token or providing stability where, you know, when anyone, I mean, I don't know if you've seen Jex's video on positive feedback loops, positive price loops, where just by using, I did a breakdown on this on Monday, just a quick overview. By using this whole ecosystem, you know, Pulse, Liquid Loans, Hex, PulseX, by minting more.
It's a total ecosystem.
Exactly. And by minting more stablecoin and maybe buying more Pulse, you're pushing up the price of Pulse. By using PulseX to do your trades, you're pushing up the price of PulseX, right? Because
Yeah.
of that buy and burn. And if you're holding all of these assets, then you're getting price appreciation, which is great. If you're using protocols like Liquid Loans to stake and provide stability and what's not, and obviously there's other ways to stake. There's Hex, there's PulseX, where you can become a liquidity provider,
Yeah.
and an incentive token. So you're right. There are so many different ways to use the system that I think, you know, if you've got half a brain, you'll want to try and get some passive income from somewhere, right?
Yeah, but it does take a lot of time and mental effort to figure out your exact strategy. When you really start doing it, you see how many of these things come out. The more people you talk to, like, oh, could I make another 10% that way? What if this happens? You know, and that's why people end up going on the Telegrams or you know, Discords or whatever, and even Biz, you know, and really thinking this stuff up for days in a row, right?
Yeah, it's definitely
It's worth
really
it.
taxing on the old brain sometimes when you're trying to, you know,
You got
trying
to
to go
do something with the brain. You got to do
exactly.
something with it.
It's not the best though at 1 a.m. when you're trying to go to sleep and you're getting all these different
1 a.m. I wish I was going to sleep at 1 a.m.
Oh wow, you're a night owl.
I'm pretty much an Aussie. I might as well just move there.
Yeah, you may as well get on their time zone. You're basically on Australia time zone, but in California.
Well, it's the morning here, but
Okay. Well,
it's all
yeah.
one big day. That's what Janis Joplin said. One big day.
It is, isn't it? I mean,
It's light and dark.
The Liquid Loans team spans the whole globe already.
They do. It's cool. Anytime someone's up in the world.
Yeah. You know, when you're sleeping, someone else is working and vice versa. But anyway, it's been really, really good to talk. Where can people find out more about you, your strategy, get in contact with you, all that stuff?
I have a Twitter, Hodpril. I should probably check it more, and maybe I shall, but it's just Hodpril on Twitter.
Sure.
You'll see me. I'll have like the Liquid Loans and the Hex and the Pulse, you know, little logos on there. I'm overwhelmingly on Telegram. You can go to Liquid Loans Telegram at Hodpril, and I'll see it. You know, so I'm in the chat. I recommend joining the chat.
Yep.
And I'm around. Sometimes I'm in PulseX. Sometimes I'm in Pulse. You know, Hex, all of that. So I'm highly in the Telegram.
Okay. So yeah, the Telegram channel, which is linked below in the description box, the Liquid Loans Telegram, and Twitter are the best place to get to find out where Hodpril is and what she's doing. Quick question before you go, as you're used to all these questions. How are we earning loan tokens through Stability Pool when loan tokens are max supply through SAC phase? Also, only holders of the loan token would be through SAC, right? Not the best English. No pre-mined OA holders of loan.
When you sacrifice for the chance of points to, or you sacrifice for freedom of, you know,
for supporting the cause of
decentralized, right? And then you get some points for the chance to have loan token, but that is not the only way to get loan token. You can get loan token by putting USDL in the stability pool and earning passive loan token that way. So you don't, all of the loan token would not be paid out in the sacrifice. That's actually that's a misconception some people do have, and it's understandable because there is a lot to this protocol, right? But no, you can earn loan token by being in the stability pool, having your USDL in the stability pool as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully that clarifies some things.
Part of the loan supply won't be given to all the sacrifices, because obviously it's needed to provide.
Yeah, it's needed for the protocol.
The protocol. So there'll be a part of it that will be held back to provide that stability. The incentive as the incentive token to the stability pool, and that will go through a half.
Oh, your audio cut out. Oh, Turn it up again. There
That's
you go.
weird.
There you go.
Is it back?
It's back. You're fine.
Okay. Perfect timing as we sign out. Well, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And for anyone, again, who wants to connect with Hodpril, Twitter and Telegram is the best place. You'll have to come back on soon, yeah?
Absolutely. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Bye. Guys, thanks a lot for watching the video. If you do enjoy the content, do hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new content. Right now, we are in the referral program stage before we go live with the sacrifice phase. So to get more info on the referral program, do head over to liquidloans.io/refer. And also our Telegram group, which is linked in the description below, is where you can go and ask any questions, and our superstar admins and mods will get back to you almost immediately. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.